Greetings, Deep Dive Podcast listeners. This is your boy, Sam Oram, coming at you with another episode of the Deep Dive Podcast. I know I say this every week, y'all, but I am so excited about tonight's guest. This guy is absolutely incredible. He is one of the hottest artists on the planet, and you absolutely want to hear from him. But before we get into that, I'm going to hold him from you just a couple of more minutes. Before we get into that, everybody make sure you do me a huge favor. Like, subscribe, download, and share this podcast. Our numbers have been growing incredibly well around the world. We're in over 170 countries, but we always love your support because we're not just here to entertain, we're here to empower you. So the more people we can get in tune to this platform, to the podcast, then the more people we can empower around the world. So do me that favor. Go to our website, thedeepdivepodcast.live. Again, like, subscribe, share this podcast episode, downloads, whatever you need to do. We've had some incredible guests through season 1. Season 2 has been an incredible, epic ride so far. And tonight it is going to be that much more impactful for all of you to get a chance to hear from this guy and really understand what the talent is about. We've been talking about him, we've promoted him, and I gotta confess, this is a very good friend of mine. But the fact that he's a friend of mine is not why he's here tonight. The fact is, he is one of the hottest artists that's out there on the planet. And we would be remiss if we did not hear from him. So, look, I'm not going to hold him from you any longer. He is New York's own. He is excited. I am excited. The world is excited. He is in very, very high demand. So his time is very precious. And I really appreciate him. For those of you who have not had an opportunity around the world to meet this guy, you're going to get a chance to meet him. You're going to get a chance to hear from him. So I want to introduce to some and present to other artist extraordinaire, none other than my man, Mr. Mosaic Callaway. Mosay, how you doing, my brother?
How are you doing today?
I'm doing outstanding, man. First of all, thank you so much for joining us on the Deep Dive Podcast. How's everything going?
Well, thanks for having me. Everything is going well, man. We are, as I like to say, consistent and committed.
Yes,
What
sir.
goes on. Yes,
Absolutely,
yes.
man. I know what you're doing. I know what you're bringing to the table. I know the success that you have already had, and I know you're skyrocketing to just incredible levels of recognition and success around the globe. Before we get into some of your accolades, just tell us a little bit about, Mosaic Callaway, who you are, so the world will understand why you're so powerful.
Sure. My name is Mozay. That's spelled Mozay, Callaway, like call old way. And I'm from Dadaway, which is from everywhere. I'm a very well-traveled man in life through experience. I've been, to multiple states, multiple countries. I've seen, multiple, cultures, and being able to be from, the Americas, United States, where we are, and having the freedom to go anywhere we want and come back home, an amazing thing. So I've come back home to my hometown of Syracuse, New York, a little over a year ago, and just wanted to be productive in my community, as a musician, as a label owner, and someone who conducts business every day. I wanted to kind of share just the knowledge, the know-how, technical things, and build something for the people that they can promote and continue to help build together for themselves and for us. So just trying to create something in the city that changes the narrative of what people think about us.
Hmm.
Um, Violent city, a slum city. We've been in like #1 in poverty for years, and it's not always the case. It's just circumstances, and
The perception.
small things can change that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh,
that's
that's
what
good,
my
man.
music is about. Yeah, my music is about helping and healing and just being the best version of you.
Right. Yeah, I know the value that you bring to the table, man. It's second to none. I know you're a humble guy, but you're very powerful in your own right. You have so much knowledge and wisdom about the world, about life, about business. I know you have that entrepreneurial spirit, and although you are a transcendent type artist, you're also a businessman. Kind of give us a little bit of flavor of what you're doing or have done in the business world, or what you're looking forward to do as a businessman in addition to being an artist.
Sure. I spent most of my early career in the pre-settlement funding space. Um, just giving out cash advances to people who have lawsuits, while they're waiting for their lawsuits to settle. And I did that for a long time before I got into just doing basic consulting work for companies that were looking to grow, need of an expert to win a case or an expert to help, fill a certain need in your office. And those type of requests will come to me. And I've somewhat created a niche business for me, a position that only I have, that only I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's been very lucrative for me because it's allowed me to then get equity stakes in businesses that I've helped to build. Um, so we've gotten into the hemp space, doing a hydroponic growing of CBD, um, 36 different strains. We have a large facility in Delaware, home offices are in Philadelphia, and work with a group of scientists on that. Our experts firm also then got into the solar energy field in Philadelphia, Connecticut, New Jersey, and I'm like one of their head representatives for the entire Northeast division.
Okay.
You do a lot of this from your home office. I just have my phone and my laptop.
Right.
Like very normally. And then, you see how I'm able to work on music as much as I do because, you have, you know, positions that labor and you have positions where it's more of a thinking thing than actually doing work.
Right.
And it's more of a who type of thing than actually, doing work. So I'm a thinker. That's what I
Right.
do.
Yeah. No, that's good, man. I mean, I know you to be that intellectual person, and you have created so much content and so much music. It's funny that we were talking about this earlier about how much music you've actually been able to create over the last few weeks, and you're creating music and content at a record rate. Someone asked you, and I just wanted you to share the answer because it was so intriguing to me. But someone asked you, why are you putting out so much music so quickly? And what was your response to that?
My response is because I can.
There you go. Man, I love that.
Not limited by any contractual obligations or restrictions. My own man, my own intellectual property, and
Right.
drop it as I see fit.
I love that, man. I love that answer because one of the things we talk about a lot here on the Deep Dive podcast is you being able to, control your own future, control your own destiny, and the fact that, you control everything that you're doing. And when you said that, it was just so powerful, the fact that you're putting out so much content because you can. You have the ability to do what you want to do. You're creative. You're in that creative space. You have the talent. You have the resources and the wherewithal to be who you are. And that is a superstar. So, I mean, I thought that was very deep and very powerful and impactful. I know you very well. We've been family for forever. I just wanted you to share a little bit about, our relationship, how we got started, what's going on with you, fam, because I know, but I want the world to know.
Your own son, was a close friend of mine, is a close friend of mine. From we were in college, um, coming up, and he'd always talk about, hey, you gotta meet my pops. It's just like, and and then when we finally got an opportunity to meet, and I think I was like probably approaching 30. We were all like in the highlights of our life. I'm like Mr. Corporate America, and just like, never saw myself here. But in meeting you, you started an incredible mind shift for me. Um, I started to look at everything differently. You know, I believe that, how you just riding on the surface, very linear.
Hmm.
When I met you, my thinking started to go vertically. And, instead of linear and out, I was going vertical and out, which means that I was starting to reach different heights.
Mm.
And coming up then, I hadn't had a mentor. You took me under your wing. and you know, I trusted you. It was like something that's never been done before. Not with me, because I'm very untrusting to a lot of people. But you know, I felt your authenticness, and we, you know, we just built rapport. There's the fact that you always just, you know, we want to build rapport and really get to know each other and everything like that. And you know, knowing that the entire time you're teaching me the mindset of a champion.
Yeah. I see you got the book.
Absolutely, I bought the book, man. It was like, you know, I had to. I don't know if I got the first copy, but I got mine, and you know, I've read through it a few times now. I'm writing in it at this point, taking notes. You know, it's like I was saying, you have the ultimate handle on Twitter. Just like, just take a quote from the book and sign Lord Orm.
Wow, wow. Hey, I appreciate that, man. You know, you did get one of the first books that was out. A lot of people don't know, but the version that's out now on Amazon and all these other platforms is not exactly like this first run that you have. And so I definitely appreciate that support. And I remember us meeting when we originally met. You know, the same thing you were saying about me, the energy was incredible, your knowledge as a visionary was second to none, and that's one of the things that I talk about a lot. People who have vision, you know, we come in contact with so many different people, and they're just going through life. But you had a very specific vision on what success meant, on what business meant, and you know how you were going to attack your purpose. And that was very powerful to me. And like you said, we really hit it off, you know, had a great time and enjoying each other and had an opportunity to travel together. And I've just seen you grow just infinitely over the years. And, you know, I've had an opportunity and been blessed to work with a lot of artists and athletes and actors and things of that nature. But man, you're absolutely one of the best that's out there. And I don't say that lightly because you know, anything that I say, people know it is what it is. Just like you, I don't answer to anybody, so I can be honest. And the fact of the matter is, you're one of the hottest artists out there, one of the top talents out there. Really respect what you're doing because it's not just about the music; it's about the empowerment of people. It's about social and conscious awareness of, you know, what's going on around you and all of these things that we all need in order to be a greater society. So I'm excited. I will tell everybody, you know, one of the things that I asked you to do, you know, and again, I say this humbly, but I know a lot of artists, I know a lot of people, but I wanted to have my own little theme song for an event that we were having with my company, and I wanted to have a theme song for that particular event. And I talked to different people and just started thinking about different artists and, you know, what direction I wanted to go. And, you know, at the end of the day, when it all boiled down to is like, I need to call my boy Mosay. I need to get him to do this favor for me to write this theme song for me. And man, you did an incredible job. As a matter of fact, we're going to let the audience hear this song shortly, but you did an incredible job with the song G-Ride, the song that was written for me. Could you tell everybody kind of how that came about? I mean, I know, you know, the conversations that we had, but the thought that went into putting together such an epic theme song, in my opinion.
Yeah, so you know, and a knowing who you are, and like, you know, just like having an opportunity to just, you know, see you and your humbleness. You know, I've never seen you as a flashy guy. You know, you know, you are a man of amazing taste, but you aren't a man of, like, you know, personal like zeal and just trying to be out there for everybody. So I was like, you know, the G Ride is like a dope vehicle, and it's like, I know you could have one, but it's like I've never seen you riding in the G Ride, and you have a Lord attached to your name. On top of that, you know, someone should be just driving you around in the Maybach throughout the city. But also just working with my team. You know, we book sessions, you know, 5 hours at a time, and we're in there. And I had this particular beat made custom for my voice.
Mm,
So whatever I wanted to do on there, I knew it was going to sound good. It was just a matter of just like now, you know, having a concept. So when you had asked me to do it, it was just like you had to say, "Hey, do this for me," and then this song just came fresh off the presses, fresh beat, and it was just like it just fit. You know, one voice worldwide, and just creating the cadence, and then bringing in the ladies to give it some more substance, and then just kicking some hot lyrics that really, you know, kind of painted my view picture of who you are. So
right.
that would be my my version of how I look at my big bro, in
Right.
my mind, how important you are to me. And that's just telling everybody else, one voice worldwide. It's the company for a reason, and it's to
There you
bring people.
go. Man, that is so awesome, man. I really appreciate that. We always hear the end result, but a lot of time we don't know all of the thought processes or work that goes into, creating a song or content like that. So I certainly appreciate it. And I tell you what,
Videos as
we
well, of course, of that day. So I want to make sure I get those over to your team. I do have videos of that day. Um,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. That'll be awesome, man. It rocked the house. No one knew that that was about to air. And we actually had it on One Voice Radio, and then we launched it officially at the event. And man, it rocked the house. People were like, "What is really going on?" And but you know what? We want the entire world to hear it. So what we're going to do is actually we're going to let everybody hear this song now. I want you to hear the version of G Ride that Mozay actually composed for me and the company. It is incredible. So just take a listen to G Ride by Mosaic Callaway. Oh man, that was incredible, G Ride. Every time I hear it, man, it's it just man, I get so excited. I get crunk, as they say, man. Thank you again so much for your creativity.
Take the
Yeah.
steps. You probably inspired one of my greatest Lord Orem quotes in my music. I think I told you this before about friendships. Um, and you were saying like, have two sets of friends. Those
Hmm.
you grow up with, talk about your wife and kids, reminisce and regale how good life really is. The other ones you let in, those be the truest of finds. The types you tell your plans on the fly. They're never too grand or big. They always ready to ride. The former asking why they not inside. Opportunity not the came. It's not like we did not converse. I've been in it to win it from the beginning. This is company shit. I've been winning.
There you go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You gotta have that two
Every time
sets
I
of
talk
friends.
to you, every time I talk to him around, people always think about that. What kind of friend are you? You friend one or two? You
Yeah,
know,
there you go, man. I had a podcast with a guy a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, and we talked about that very thing. Is like, love everybody, but you can only let so many people in because you don't want the people who don't have a vision to affect your vision. So you got that two sets of friends. You love them, but you can't let them affect your future. So that goes without saying.
that's why with my model and like how I've done it from with We the CEO, it's a label and it's my label. This is my brand. But I'm the only, signed artist to this brand. That's the only one. It's like we are a mentoring, entity. So it's like my goal is to create artists with their own LLC. And then we work together as CEOs, we the CEO, and build one after the other. Now you're training me. If I have a checklist of 10 things that needs to be done in order for you to have a complete business, then follow the checklist.
Hmm.
At number one on the checklist and he's at number three, then we hold accountability because now we have to make sure that you're catching up and everyone's going through the entity together. Um,
That's right.
it's very simple, but it's gems from your book.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, that is deep though. But we the CEOs, that's something else everybody need to look out for because it's not just about show business is not just about the show. It's about the business as well. And Mosaic has created that environment, second to none. So tell us a little bit about the family man. I know you to be a great father, a great family man. How's that going with you?
It's going very well. You know, as you know, you've had a chance to meet my wife, um, and before she passed away a few years ago. So raising two children, being a full-time musician, full-time entrepreneur, and I used to be full-time friend to a lot of these mofos. Now I'm just like, I can't even call it part-time. We at per diem stage at this moment.
Right.
But like, being a dad is just the most important thing in my life right now. It's the one thing that I would, give everything up for, if needed. And being able to have found balance after all of that
Hmm.
is my greatest strength for myself and not just letting it crush or eat me. Like I just took it on the chin and handle business every day, and it's like being an addict. You are addicted to a love, you're addicted to a passion, and it's like you do anything that you can to have it, but understanding that life goes on. So I have my children. They are my second chance at that true love, because I love them just as much as I loved her, and I see them in her, and I see her in them every day.
Right.
To be the best for them, have the best relationship, make sure that I give them just as much time as I give to anything else, if
Right.
not more. So,
Man, that's powerful, man. Again, I know you to be an incredible father. Like we talked about, artist, businessman, even cook. You do it all. So you are an incredible individual, man. I respect what you're doing. I wanted to share just a couple of things with the audience around the world, what it is that you're doing. I know that you're going to talk shortly about a release that you're going to have, but I want everybody to understand and to take a listen to some of the content that Mosaic has. He's going to share with you how you can attach yourself to his work and all of these things. But you had a song on Moves Volume 1 called Badou, and I certainly want our audience to hear this song Badou, but give us a little background on that song Moves Volume 1 and how that's going to transition to your next work.
yeah, so I dropped the moods, which is a collection of 21 different moods. I chose the number 21 because it's 21 is just my birthday. The day of my birth is 21. It's like I'm gonna call it a lucky number, but it's a number that I like.
Right.
And so 21, I thought would be a number that's good to release, and I named it Moods because it's just like it's just different types of song. No two songs are alike,
Hmm.
and there's a series of emotions that I want to take people through sonically with this album. So Badou was one of the earlier moods, the lady moods, the moods where I'm like, talking to my sisters, with reverence. And the song Badou is the third track on the album. It is features myself and Danny Mitch, um, who was also from Syracuse.
Hmm.
Badou is also an acronym that stands for beautiful, and defiantly unapologetic.
Okay.
Chose those words specifically because if you look at Erica Badu, she is like the embodiment of woman. Just
Right.
like her grace, her style, her ebb and her flow.
Hmm.
And it's not necessarily a racial thing. So it's like I'm not putting that to it, but it's just about strength and courage, um, and just knowing who you are,
Right.
and that's Badu. So any woman could be Badu, you know, and it really rings true when you see a woman like that. They're not so rare yet, but they're becoming rare.
Right.
Um, so I wanted to make sure that they know that we still see them.
Oh man, that's deep, bro. That's deep. A tribute to our women. That is absolutely incredible, man. Well, look, I certainly want the audience to get a chance to hear Badu so they can understand, what all the excitement has been about. And then we have a special announcement from Mozay. So before we do that, though, let's take a quick listen to Badu, which is on The Moves Volume 1 with Mosaic Callaway. Man, that that is incredible,
Yeah.
Badu. Man, I tell you what, bro. On a personal note, I could not be more proud of who you are and what you're doing. It's one thing to have a talented person and talented friend, but you are doing some incredible things. You're changing people's lives, and one thing I can tell you, and this is just kind of a side note, but in writing the book, The Mindset of a Champion, there is a common denominator for everybody that read the book. There is a common denominator in how champions think, and it is very, very organic, in terms of how they think. That thread that connects everybody who has a particular type mindset that will cause them to be at that championship level or that competitive level or that vision or that purpose. And Mosay, I tell you, my brother, you absolutely embody what the mindset of a champion is all about. You are a thinker, you are a thought provoker. And that's incredible because, that's what leadership is all about. That's what empowerment is all about. Your tunes, your content, your music, your business, your style, your flow, everything embodies what success is all about. And having studied every single champion that's in that book, from Gandhi to Ali to Oprah to everybody, having studied these individuals, I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that you have a skill set that's second to none. Has nothing to do with music and everything to do with the mindset. And that, my brother, you should be applauded for. Absolutely.
Thank you, big man. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to say this. There's a section in the book that I highlighted. You can go down if you want. There's a section in the book. Be a champion, compete. Be a great champion, compete with the best. But to be the greatest champion, compete with yourself. And it's like, compete with others and yourself.
Yeah.
Like I felt like you were talking to me specifically, in this quote,
Right.
and again, and that's definitely a good feeling. But I do recall how much you believe in me. You had given me an opportunity to speak at Masters of Empowerment in Atlanta one year. I believe it was the first one that you were doing at the time. And, I was so excited, to just to not only one, as young as I was, to be able to speak in front of a large crowd about, the things that I feel in my heart about being an empowered person. But also to the stage with you and the other brothers that were going to be on the stage. I was very much honored, to be a part of just that experience. And, I thank you for that. I just thank you for just believing in me, for encouraging and pushing me at all the times, even when I've ever thought about giving up, never did. But if I ever did, your voice would come in my mind.
Right.
Just say, keep pushing, little bro.
Yeah.
Or you'd like send me a message, out of the blue. How you doing? It's just like, it's like, I don't believe nothing's coincidental. Everything happens for a reason. We have guardian angels, and I believe that you are definitely, a true angel in my life. And I just want to thank you for your presence, for your energy that you've given to me.
I truly appreciate that, man, and I wish I could take credit, but I've had a lot of good mentors over the years who have done similar things with me to keep me going, keep me, focused. And I think we all have a fiduciary obligation to continue that process with people that we meet, only if they qualify through the fact that they want it. And, and you have identified yourself as an individual. You did this many years ago that, had greatness within you. And like you said, from that particular quote, we all have greatness within us. All of us have greatness. The question becomes, what do we do to accentuate that greatness? How do we attack our purpose? What type of passion do we have behind that purpose? And, you embodied those things for so many years, and this is why you have ascended to the top of the industry like you are. And, fact of the matter is, it's still from your standards. You're just starting from your standards, from the world standards. You are one of the best that's already out there. But from your standards, I know you and I know where you're going. This is just the beginning, and I'm just happy to be along for the ride. With that being said, and as incredible as the Moves Volume 1 was, I know you have an announcement about the upcoming Moves Volume 2. What's that about?
Yes, so just keeping the series going. There are 12 versions of the Moods, and we're dropping a version every month.
Okay.
This version, with exception of February, because I have something different planned for that month. It's History Month, so we're
right.
history. But this is just 7 songs. Still sticking with that perfect number. 7 songs, but it's a different set of moods than the first set of moods. Now, out of 21 songs, I got 7 different moods for you coming up.
Okay.
And this is more or less to set up February's mood.
Mm-hmm.
I'll really take you on a roller coaster in this one when I drop the Blackish. But that's all I'm gonna say on that. And
Okay.
that drops on 129. I chose the date 129. It's my birthday, 9/21 backwards.
Right.
But it's also the day before the anniversary of my wife's death. Um, so for that, it's also just continuing the consistency that she challenged me with, you know, the day before she died, which would have been on the 29th, which was
Mm.
the last conversation that we would have.
Right.
So there are a lot of meanings behind why I'm dropping these moods on this date, but these moods correlate. I should say.
That's powerful, man. That's real deep. I told you, I told everybody, it's not you're not just giving out content of music. There's thought behind it, and we're very appreciative of what it is that you're doing. The 29th, you're dropping the Moves Volume 2, and we're just excited, man, just to continue to follow you and your talent, your skill set, how you're empowering people, all the things that you're doing to really help so many people. We're incredibly excited for you. We're proud and happy that you're doing what you're doing. We want to continue to support and follow your career and just do the things that we need to do to follow Mosaic Callaway. So what is it that we can do to help, to support, to follow you? Any kind of social media you'd like to just share with the audience?
Oh yes, absolutely. You can find me at Mozay, MozyCalloway, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Callaway Dadaway, Dataway, on Instagram. I'm on TikTok or Dadaway Callaway. Both two different profiles, but they're the same. Someone stole my name, so I can't use it.
Okay, I got you.
And then my daughter took over my TikTok for a day and changed my name to Kitty Cat Lover 899 or something like that. And then
Okay.
I got the name back for 30 days, bro. I was just
Oh,
like crazy sequence of
I
events.
I understand, man. Trust me, I do. Well, I tell you what, man, we're certainly going to be following your career. As a personal note, again, I'm super proud of what you are doing, what you have been doing ever since we met. The sky's the limit, man. I know you're going to continue to do some great things. We're going to keep watching from afar. We're going to watch from close. Whatever we can do to support, we certainly want to do that. We also want to make sure that we get you back on the Deep Dive podcast at some point in the future. And we also want to make sure that we're sharing your talent and your content through One Voice Radio around the world, it's a global radio station. So we just want to get you out there because you're doing the right thing the right way. And again, I salute you and appreciate everything you're doing, my brother.
Thank you, thank you. I can't wait to get back on talk with you about the things that we're doing at the Alien Opera House. Um, but I understand we are centered. I want to plug the album in. I want to talk to my big bro. Thank you for your time. Thank you, everyone listening, and hope you enjoy the next volume and the first as well.
Absolutely. We're going to do that, man. And we'll have you back. You have a open door at any time you want to grace the Deep Dive podcast, One Voice Radio, anything, the door is always open to you, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So with that, guys, we appreciate everybody logging in from all over the world. Again, remember to like, subscribe, share, and download this podcast. If you want to hear it again, if you want to hear the tunes again, you certainly want to go to any of these platforms and listen in again, and also continue to follow Mosaic Callaway and his career. He's going to be featured all over the world and just so many different things. He kind of dropped something in there that you want to hear the next time he's on the podcast, and that's that Alien Opera House. You do not want to miss that. So with that, everybody, I appreciate everybody logging in. Mozay, thank you once again, my brother. And to all of the Deep Dive listeners, God bless, and we'll see you on the beaches of the world.